Hello everyone, it's me, DillysSims. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're playing... Oh wait, we're not playing anything. Today is Speed Build Sunday. I don't know where I just got so in, like, the groove of my intro for my Let's Plays that I almost just brought it over. But no, today is Speed Build Sunday, and for this Speed Build Sunday, I am building a house with primarily jungle adventure stuff. Primarily. I stress primarily because there's a few items here and there. Like, I did combine... There's a lot of... What is that game pack called? Laundry Day. There's a lot of Laundry Day in here. Like, a lot of Laundry Day. And if you didn't hear, a lot of Laundry Day stuff. And we do have a few, like, random items here and there. Like, I think I used my favorite plant in the base... That's not even in the base game. My favorite plant in this game. But it's from Get to Work. And I think I used that plant, like, 1 or 2 times, too, so... Yeah. Well, let me tell you a quick little brief story about this house. This house is very loosely based off of my grandma's house, because I am Portuguese and my grandma lives in the Azores, which is a group of islands off the coast of Portugal, and her house is very similar to this, sort of. There's more, excuse my phone, it's being disrespectful and rude. There's more, like, color. This house, like I said, I tried to focus mostly on jungle adventure stuff, so there's a bunch of items that my grandma doesn't have. But this is basically the whole shape of her house. And all the rooms are in the same order and position that her house would be in, and it's the same shape. But there's just a couple of things, like there's an outdoor patio that I made. She doesn't have that at her house. There's this little house that we're putting the roof on. There's this little room. That's where they keep, like, hay and stuff for the animals and, like, their farming tools, because the Azores is really poor and my grandma still owns, like, cows. And it's not like here in America where they own cows and they go and have their tractors and stuff. It's like going out on a truck every morning to your cows and hand milking them. Yeah. Well, my grandma doesn't do that. That's my uncle's job now. And yeah, I was pleasantly surprised to see that many of the items in Jungle Adventure resembled stuff that I would be able to find at my grandma's house. At least when it comes to, like, wallpapers and stuff. For sure, wallpapers. Like the wallpaper in the kitchen, the wallpaper in, like, the little dining room, and, like, this outdoor coloring, because this is kind of like my grandma's colors outside of her house. It is like a blue and whatever color, like yellowish, I guess. Yeah, but I have some stories for you guys today, and I have more than enough time to tell these stories, so here we go. I haven't, like, talked to you guys in forever. I'm being disrespectful. How are you guys today? Are you guys doing good? Good. Me too. Where do I even start? Because it's been, like, forever, and I keep making mental notes to, like, talk about this and talk about that and the other. Did I talk to you guys about my Christmas party? I feel like I did. Yeah, I feel like I definitely did. So let me talk it to you about my cousin's wedding. Instead, so, a few weeks ago, was it last week? The week before. I believe it was last week, yeah. Last weekend, I went to my cousin's wedding. Very beautiful wedding. Very cute and, like, quaint. And very, 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 very Portuguese. And it's nice and whatever. But being Portuguese is, like... this sounds really racist of me, but I want to be white. I just want to, like, strip my ethnicity from myself and just be white. like, I don't want to have any, like, background, ethnic background. I just want to be white. That sounds so racist, I know. But that's what I want for myself, not saying that I'm like, ew, being Portuguese is gross and disgusting, which sometimes it can be, and I'll talk about that another time. But, no, I just, for myself, I want just a very white life. Anyways, speaking of being Portuguese, okay, I dislike Portuguese people for one huge reason, and that's when you go anywhere of like the Azores or Portugal, or you go somewhere where there's like Portuguese speaking people, like a lot of them, they pick on you for not knowing the language, and they are rude sometimes, a lot of the time. Maybe that's where I get my being rude to my Sims from. But I know I was going to talk about my cousin's wedding, but I'm just going to sidetrack really quick, because this happened literally yesterday, and it made me so angry because I was having such a good day at work. And okay, so I was having a really good day at work, and I had like 2 minutes, no joke, 2 minutes before I was going to clock out. And I was just killing time because I got everything I needed done. So I was like, you know, I'm just going to sit and I'm going to talk to my coworkers for a little while. And I was going to leave, and then my coworker goes, oh, hey, Dylan, there's somebody here who only speaks Portuguese. Can you help them? And I was like, fine. I was going to leave, but that's fine. You know, I'll be a good person and, like, translate. And this old Portuguese lady who has very short, super curly hair, like a perm. It's basically a perm, and it's orange. Was like, wanted to know whether or not the jackets we sell come in a different color other than just gray. And I was like, oh, let me check. I checked. No, they only come in gray. Because she really wanted brown. And I was like, brown would look really nice, but no, we don't. And so then she was like, okay, well, I really want this, but my son works here, and I want to know, because we're attached to a factory. And she was like, I want to know how much it'll be. I was like, okay, let me go check for you. And I checked. I told her how much the discount would be. And then she was like, you know my son, don't you? And I was like, I don't know if he works in the factory. I probably know who he is, but only by face. And she's like, oh, okay. And then she goes ahead and pulls a stack of photos out of her purse. And she proceeds to show me pictures of her family, of her sons. And she's like, oh, this is my son, this is his wife, these are his kids. And I was like, oh God, please. I was gonna leave. I was literally just gonna leave. And then she continues. And she was like, oh, I know who you are. And I was like, she's like, yeah, your grandma lives next to the church. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's true. And this is the thing about Portuguese people, they know everything about you. And I grew up knowing this, so it wasn't like creepy to me that she knew this. And she's like, yeah, and your mom works like at the school, right? And I'm like, yeah, she does. She works in the cafeteria. Yeah, cool. And then she proceeds to tell me, and then she asks me, you have sisters, don't you? I'm like, yeah, 2 of them. She's like, oh, but they don't like have jobs and like work. And I was like, oh no, my sister does. And she works for the city in Parks and Rec. And she goes, oh, okay. You know, you don't speak good Portuguese. And I was like, oh. She's like, yeah, it's your mom's fault and your grandma's fault that you don't speak good Portuguese. And then she proceeded to tell me that her children, who came over here when they were like 1 and 2 year olds, do speak so much better Portuguese than I do, and that I need to practice because she can tell that I'm an American. And I was like, okay, that's nice. Thank you for telling me that it's all my mom's fault that I don't speak good Portuguese. Thank you for telling me that my mom's a bad mother. Thanks. And then she wished me a good day and left. And I was like, okay. And then it was like 10 minutes after I should have clocked out, and I was like, now I'm gonna also be yelled at by my boss for staying to help a customer. Probably. I'm gonna tell her that that's exactly what happened, because that's exactly what happened. And it made me so angry. Like, so angry, because I'm like, why? And I was like, okay, so you've been here for 20, I don't know, how old are her kids? I'm gonna say they're like in their 30s or 40s. Maybe. By the photos that she showed me of her kids, I'm gonna say like 30s or 40s. I'm like, so you've been here for 30 or 40 years and you don't know how to speak English? But I'm supposed to know Portuguese when I'm here in America. You came to America and you still don't know English 30 or 40 years later. No. Who's in the wrong here? Not me, you. Thanks. Now let me loop around to my cousin's wedding. My cousin's wedding was so beautiful and great. And I'm going to tell you guys something, and my aunt and her sisters had a falling out. So nobody in it's my aunt through marriage. So my aunt and no one in my aunt's family showed up to, okay, so there's my aunt, and it was her daughter's wedding, my cousin, and then all her sisters and family did not show up to the wedding. So it was a really small wedding, considering that I'm Portuguese, and like having a bunch of family members is like a staple of being Portuguese. Yeah. And like nobody showed up to her wedding, and people were giving their speeches, like, you know, after the wedding, and it was really cute. Her wedding, because my cousin also had a baby, like, technically out of wedlock, and they also got the baby baptized. Like, they were married and then also baptized the baby all at the same time. But surprisingly, church didn't last as long as I thought it would be, because, like, I went to the rehearsal the night before, and I was like, oh god, this is going to be the longest church experience of my life. But church was only like an hour and like 10 minutes, so it wasn't that bad. And the priest, so much better than my priest, my own priest at home, because he was like funny and he told great stories, and like when they were doing their thing, he would walk up to the baby and like pick him up, well, to her, pick her up and like hold her, and then he was holding her and he was like, no, you may kiss the bride. Yeah, he's so funny. It was a great wedding reception, or ceremony. But going back to, sorry, I always get sidetracked. But going back to the reception, everyone was giving their speeches, and the speeches were like small. There was like not too many people give speeches. And then the bride, my cousin's mom, my aunt, through marriage, came up, and she was giving her speech, and she was like, I am so happy that you guys all came to support my daughter, and you guys love her for who she is, because there was a huge fight between her and her sisters over her daughter's wedding. Actually, it was over like something else, super completely different, but because of their huge fight, nobody came to the daughter's wedding, because I don't know if they didn't support the wedding. It's very muddy territory, because I've heard like 3 different stories. Yeah, I heard like 3 different stories. I've heard like it was my cousin, I'm gonna name her Sarah, wanted to move into the grandma's house after the grandma died. But my aunt, let's name her Barbie, because I love Barbie, wanted her daughter to move in there, you know, Sarah, to move into the grandma's house, her mom's house. But her sisters were like, no. How come our kids have to pay rent, but your daughter, Sarah, doesn't have to? No, we're gonna sell the house. But then they were like, okay, she can move in there, but she'll have to pay rent. Just let us know when to go to the house, and we'll like go in and take care of, we'll all meet up one day and just like clear out the house so she can move in, so Sarah can move in. And then Barbie was like, yeah, sure, you could we'll all get a date set up. And then they set up a date, and like Barbie's cousins showed up, or sisters showed up, sorry, to clean up their mom's house. And Sarah was already living in the house and cleared out all the furniture and shoved all of it into the garage and just made herself at home. And they had like a little freak out and they were like, no, she needs to get out now. We don't want her living here. And that's where they're sitting at now. That's the story I heard. And I'm getting close to the end of the video, guys. Let me know what you think of this build. Let me know what type of builds you want to see me do. And this house can be found in the gallery by searching Tropical Family Home or by searching my name, DillysSims. Like, subscribe, comment, do all those fun YouTube things, and I will catch all of you guys next time. Bye, everybody. Or maybe I'm not that close. I thought it was a lot closer. That's fine. Bye, everybody.